Hey all, it's Alma with the Cat's Pajamas, and today I want to show you how to personalize your digital stamps with the free program, Silhouette Studio. And you don't have to have a Silhouette cutting machine to use it, and it's super easy. If you purchase one of our digital stamps, you can download it from your receipt from us or through your Cat's Pajamas account. You just sign in at thecatspajamas.net and scroll to the bottom of the page to the area that says My Account. Click there and your account page will show up. Click on the word Downloads and all the downloadable files you've purchased from us will show up here. You're allowed endless downloads, so if you misplace your emailed receipt, you can still download it here by clicking on the download button. Your digital files are compressed so that your download goes fast, and it should open automatically on your computer. So let's take a look at the Silhouette software. You can download the current version of Silhouette Studio at the Silhouette America website. You can choose whichever operating system you use and download it here. Now, once you open up the software, you're taken to this screen. You'll notice the upper right corner, the word Design is highlighted. On the right side, you'll also see a column of icons. The top one that looks like a page with a folded corner is the one that we want. Click on that and you'll set up your page. Most printers take an 8.5 by 11 size sheet of paper, so I'll select those measurements in the top 3 areas. You can also choose Machine None, Cutting mat none, and media size letter, but make sure that the show print border is selected. That way you're designing for that size page. Now once you have that set, go to the upper left of the screen where you'll see what looks like an open folder. Click on that and go to the folder that contains your digital stamps. Now the Cat's Pajamas saves their digital stamps as separate PNG files, so it's easy to use them separately or together. Select the file you want and click OK. Now it'll open quite large, so how do I get the image to be the size that I want? On the left-hand side there's a rectangle. Click on that icon and bring your cursor over to the workspace. Click and drag a rectangle. It should show you the dimensions of the rectangle. Lift your finger up once the rectangle is drawn. For more exact measurements, go to the top area that has the W and the H and enter in the dimensions you want. W is width and H is the height. Now I want my card to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I'll click the padlock to set the size. At the top left, there's an arrow. That's the select tool, and it will allow you to move and resize your images. Above that, there are 2 rectangles. The first rectangle is the fill, and that's what's inside of the rectangle that we just drew. Next to it is the line color. By clicking on each rectangle, we can select the color we want each to be. For now, I'll leave the fill with those gray and white squares. Those gray and white squares indicates that the inside is clear. For the line color, I'll select anything I want. Basically, this is just going to be my cut border, so because I'm going to cut it out, it can be any border that I want it to be. Now I'm going to thicken the line, so I'll move over to the box to the right of the lines and move the size over to 1 point. That'll ensure that I can see it. Move the rectangle to the workspace using your arrow tool. To resize the stamp, use the arrow tool to grab one of those boxes in the corner of the stamp and click and drag to make it smaller or larger. Once you get it to the size that you want, place your cursor in the middle of the image and place it in the rectangle that we drew. And I want a sentiment, so I'm going to click on the HB Partner file, go to the upper left Silhouette Studio bar to the Edit menu. I'll select that file And I'll go to the upper left to the Silhouette Studio bar to the Edit menu, and I'll select Copy from the pull-down menu. Go back to the first screen that we were at, and to the Edit menu again, and select Paste. That will paste the second image onto the first. And I'm going to put my cursor on the stamp, and I'm going to move it to the card front we're building. Now I can just adjust it. Now if you want to fussy cut your images, or if you want to use your digital stamps with dies, you can delete the rectangle and move the stamps apart to give you more room to do this. Another great thing you can do is to flip your images. This is something that you can't do with regular stamps. Click on the image you want to flip and go to the Silhouette bar at the top. Now go to Object and select Mirror from the drop-down menu. You can choose to flip vertically or horizontally. If you want to tilt the image, you can do that too by grabbing the green circle at the top of the image to rotate it. Now if you have a color printer, you can even change the color of the stamps by selecting the palette icon from the toolbar at the right and selecting the color. If you have a printer that prints on cardstock, you can print directly on it. Just make sure you check your printer can do this before you try this. The type of printer you have will determine what you can use to color. I found that the inkjet is best with Copics or anything that's solvent-based, and a laser printer is best with watercolors or water-based inks. Now if you want to print your stamps directly on your card base, you can do that too. Just adjust the size of the rectangle to the size of the unfolded card you wish to make and line the side of the rectangle up with the side of the paper. I like to click on the ruler and drag it down to help me guide where I'm going to place my image. I'm putting a guide at 5.5 inches to mark where the fold would be so I can get a better idea of where to place the stamps. Now let's do another on this sheet of paper because you don't want to waste your paper. I'll open up another stamp from the same stamp set and copy and paste it into the workplace with the first card. I'll grab the corner handles to resize the image, then I'll copy and paste the sentiment on the second card. And I think I'm going to change it to green. Then I'll just send it to the printer. You can see that the line I will cut on to separate the two prints. And in this case, I don't want the line to print. So I'll just go back and remove that rectangle to the side and then send the cards to the printer. And that's all there is to it. It's easy to use digital stamps with this free software from Silhouette. I hope this helps in getting you started using digital stamps and helps make it easier for you to create with them. Have a great day!